All right, today we are going to learn our last two ways to prove triangles congruent. And as you can see on the top here, they are ASA and AAS. And just like SAS, remember SAS was very specific. And in that triangle, it had to be side, included angle, side. And so same thing here. For all of these, it has to, it's very specific. It's got to be all in a row. So for ASA, angle, side, angle, notice it's angle, included side, angle. That is, the side is in between those two angles. And that's angle, side, angle. Different is angle, angle, side. So notice these both have two angles on one side, but we have to specify the difference. So angle, angle, side is just that. It's angle, angle, side. Now, it also could have been this side, right? But it's the two angles and a side that's not in between those two angles. So now we have, let's think of all of them. We've got side, 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 angle, side, hypotenuse, leg, angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. So we have 5 ways to prove triangles congruent. Well, let's take a look here. Write a proof. Ooh, I love these with parallel lines. They're so fun. Bit more challenging. So we've got our statements, reasons. We are given AD parallel to EC and BD parallel to BC. And we see those marked, well, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry, not parallel, congruent. I'm like, wait a minute. Congruent to BC. And all of that's marked in the diagram. We see the BC and BD marked, and then those little red triangles indicate the parallel lines, which I like to do. If given parallel, I put triangles or arrows on my lines. All right, so, not a whole lot here. Well, just like we did before, if we have parallel lines, what I like to do is I like to extend them, and then let's take a look at maybe one of these transversal lines, okay? So if we look at all those blue lines right now, can you see that like these two would be alternate interior angles? So we can say that angle D is congruent to angle C, and that is parallel when we have parallel lines, alternate interior angles congruent. Now, instead of that one, I'm going to take away that one, and now let me highlight this line, as the transversal. And now, with the parallel lines and transversal, see how this one and this one would be congruent? And so it actually could be in the same reason. We could have angle congruent to angle E, and it's still the same reason. Parallel lines, alternate interior angles congruent. Well, let me take away all of these lines now, and we can get back to our drawing. And now we can see we have angle, angle, side. Do you see that? So we can prove triangle ABD is congruent to triangle EBC, and that is by angle, angle, side. Next, in the diagram, we have AB perpendicular to AD, DE perpendicular to AD, and then we have AC congruent to DC. All right, so, and we want to prove those triangles congruent. So let's set up our proof here. So for number 1, we have AB perpendicular to AD, DE perpendicular to AD, and AC congruent to DC. Now, on the diagram, it's already marked this, right? That's how they marked those perpendicular. But we have not said that those angles are right angles yet, right? So let's use that perpendicular now, and we're going to say angle A and angle D are right angles. And the reason is perpendicular makes right angles. Now, what else do we have? Well, on the diagram, can you see like these are vertical angles? So let's talk about those. We'll say angle ACB is congruent to angle DCE. And that is vertical angles congruent. Now, in the previous section, we learned when you have a right triangle, there's the hypotenuse leg. But we don't have hypotenuse leg here, do we? What we want to say is we want to say angle, side, angle. Do you see that? So we have to say that those right angles are congruent because, if all those, ASA means that you have a pair of corresponding angles congruent, corresponding sides congruent, corresponding angles congruent in that order. So before we say ASA, we have to say angle A congruent to angle D. And the reason is all right angles are congruent. And like I said, it's not enough to say they're right angles. We have to say they're congruent. Now we can say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEC, and that is by ASA. ASA. Finally, oh gosh, we got a couple more proofs. All right, next proof. We're gonna get lots of practice. Statements, reasons. Okay. We have HF parallel to GK. We have angle F and angle K are right angles. Okay. Okay, so for these parallel lines, just like we did last time, let's extend those lines. And looking at let's look at a, transversal. So if we do that, we can say that this and this are congruent because they're alternate interior angles, right? So let's say that. We're going to say, for number 2, we're going to say angle FHG is congruent to angle KGH, and parallel lines, alternate interior angles congruent. All right, let's take away these for now. Now we have 2 angles congruent, and do you see that we also, well, actually we don't have 2 angles congruent. So let's do it now. We're going to need to say angle F congruent to angle K because all right angles congruent, okay? And remember, we have to say that. So now we have angle, angle, and see how this side is reflexive. So now that's what we're going to say next. We're going to say HG congruent to HG, reflexive. And now we can say triangle HFG congruent to triangle GKH, and it's by angle, angle, side. All right, this one. We have angle S congruent to angle U. We have RS congruent to VU. And everything is marked in the picture. This one's actually not so bad, because notice we have vertical angles here. So we can say angle RTS is congruent to angle UTV, and it's vertical angles congruent. And we have angle, angle, side. So we are good. Angle, and then over here, angle, angle, side. So we can say triangle RST congruent to triangle VUT by angle, angle, side. All right, so a little review. This is what we've learned so far, okay? Little nice summary. Our side angle side, 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 hypotenuse leg. Remember, right triangles only. We just need right angle, ASA and AAS.